Slight improvement. I think one understands the reasons for your optimism, but the situation is bad nevertheless.
True, it is a movement in the right direction in terms of the improvement. The only thing that we just wanted to put as a cautionary is the need to avoid departments from sliding backwards.
But then what do you say, Mr. Nombembe, to someone who says as much as they would like to share your optimism, the fact of the matter is that by your own acknowledgement, many departments that have done well in the past have tended to regress, and actually they are doing badly right now?
The observation is absolutely true. And that is why we are getting to the depth of this pattern. And we are observing very clearly that there is always a momentum towards the right results. Once people have achieved those right results, they tend to relax. And we're saying, let us not relax once we've achieved the good results.
But what hope is there that things will improve when you say that, heads of department don't do their work? I think it follows that even ministers don't do their work. People don't adhere to legislation. So it doesn't really give much hope, I'm afraid.
The only hope that we have and makes us to be quite optimistic is the fact that when we engage with the leadership, I mean, the nature of the dialogue and the quality of the dialogue that we've been having over the past few years is beginning to show signs of acceptance and recognition of what needs to be done.
And to what extent, AG, would you say politics have played a role in this, considering the fact that in many municipalities, there are municipalities that have like 4 municipal managers in 1 year? In other words, to what extent is politics playing a part?
That could be one of the reasons that gives rise to the instability in many of the structures of government. And it's one of the root causes that we're also putting on the table.
Do you get a sense politicians are listening?
The fact that we're having dialogue is a clear indication that they are listening. The fact that they are responding to with specific initiatives is another clear example that they are listening. The only thing that may be a reality is that some of the interventions are not going to bear fruits today, but at least there is clear determination through legislation, through other interventions like the School of Government, which I think I'm mentioning for the second time now. That's important to get to the root of how we professionalize the civil service. And those are not mean interventions. They are touching at the nerve center of what is giving rise to some of these inconsistencies in performance.
Would you say, though, that you've played your part? In other words, you did everything you could. Is there no argument to be made, perhaps, that you were perhaps a little bit soft on them at times in trying to nudge them, in trying to get them to do the right thing? You were perhaps a bit too soft.
I think the perception of what that could have translated to, we can't argue with that. But our argument and reasoning is that we've been a lot more educational than being soft. And if people think being educational and being firm in making a point is being soft, I do not necessarily concur with that view. But I can give you our own perception of what we're trying to do. We're trying by all means to be developmental in our approach, to be very open about our insights so that people respond to things and information whose root causes are clearly stated and defined.
That was outgoing Auditor General Terence Nombembe talking to our contributing editor Vuyo Mvoko.